And it looks like we are live. Hello
Okay.
to eldaliéva, our peeps, and even the public, because we're kind of doing this public today. I'm Callan Turniel, and Dave Woosley is here, as you can see
Hello.
off in the corner, and I'll show you guys.
Yeah.
Hello, right? See?
That's my that's my tiger avatar.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and put this back on here. But Dave is here. Dekindre and Draco are not here, but they will be on the replay. Hi, Astrofel. It's very nice to see you. And I'm hoping that Kara comes. I'm hoping that Jennifer, maybe Jennifer, and there's a few other people that I told today that they said that they would try to make it. Esther might make it as well. And several of our patrons that, like, because I noticed them back, like back in Facebook Messenger and all, I'll tell everybody, like, hey guys, we're going on, like I'll do a reminder and everything. So, cool. Before we get rolling too very far ahead, for those of you watching the replay as well as people live, I wanted to let you know that I've been alerted about something kind of janky in the community. And what I mean by the community is the Elven community, like whatever that really means, okay? Because like that means so many different things to different people. But we happen to, because we've been around for a long time, we happen to know a lot of people in different, like, like expressions of that community. And it's come to our attention that there is some people, and they may or may not be impersonating us, but there are some people out there like taking money from other people and putting them in icky situations. One of the things is about, like, say for instance, like, hey, I'll work for you and I'll pay you money, and then they never get paid. Like, so a month goes by and hundreds of dollars later and they don't get a paycheck. Stuff like this, okay, is happening. And I want to let you know that we didn't even know, like, we are not like affiliated with anybody doing this type of thing. If you guys ever have any questions about this, contact me or Dave or Dekindre, okay? Draco is harder to get a hold of, but it's fine. Get a hold of one of us, okay? Whether it's via, email, whether it's Messenger, Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, whatever it takes, okay? Your Patreon account, if you happen to be one of our patrons. And if you have questions about things like, so say for instance that, Elven Scholar, which he's actually one of our friends, kind of like, we know who he is. Like he might be doing this thing, and then you just want to double check, hey, is it really him? Is it really, and we will investigate and find out for you, because we don't want anybody in our community getting fleeced by anybody. Astrofel says, so basically scammers are impersonating TE. Okay, kind of. And we say kind of because I believe that they are, in a sense, they're using Elven Spiritual Path as their name. So yes, in a sense, it's very misleading in the branding area. But there's some people that are using that were former board members, and it was something that I always wanted. Like, say for instance, like, people made a Catholic church, okay, and then somebody else wants to make a Catholic church, okay, and then the Catholic church says, hey, you can't use our name, Catholic Church, right? So we just never wanted it to be like that. We just wanted it to be where, people could use Elven, for their kind of, religious organization, their spiritual path, their description of what they are. So, we were just kind of using it more of a general term because we wanted it to be open for other people to use them. We are the original one, okay? But we wanted other people to be able to have access to, the name and other things. And by the way, Elven necessarily isn't Tolkien Elven. So we've, there's other pathways. For instance, the Silver Elves are really awesome and we love them and they're really cool, but they are not Tolkien aligned. So we were, in 2005, we were the first solidly Tolkien aligned Elven path. And actually, like we talked about in other videos, us being Elven path and why we are the Elven path. It's not just for elves. It's not an identity thing. It's literally we are aligning with the Elven retelling of the origin stories that were told by Tolkien in the Legendarium work. Okay.
Right.
So,
yeah. I just want to make the point here. If it was an identity thing, I wouldn't be in it because I'm a Tiger-Therian.
Exactly, because you don't identify as Elven at all, and yet, I definitely would say you're elf friend. So
yeah, I would go along with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Kara. Awesome. She's here. So, Kara, we just were talking about how that there's some folks out there that are calling themselves Elven spiritual path, seemingly Tolkien aligned, and they're getting their members or whoever involved like for money, and then like large amounts of money, or like working for them and then not paying them. There's some shenanigans going on, and we wanted to let you know that up front that it's not us, it's not anything that we're doing, but because we've been in the community for close to 20 years now, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Because we've been in the community so long, we probably can tell you, like, if there's some shade going on. Okay. So if you guys are approached, or, if you even if you approach them and it just doesn't sound like the Elven spiritual path, it's probably not, but I'm just opening the invitation for you guys to reach out to me, to Dave, to Dekindre, okay, in any way that you guys do, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, whether it's email, whether it's, whatever it is, okay, and talk to us about it, and hopefully we can help guide you so that you are not in the webbing of, Shelob, okay, or Ungoliant, right, or something, right? So, just letting you guys know that there's some shade afoot, okay, and it's always better to know about that and then to double check with one of us, okay? I don't want to name names on the channel because this is a public video, and we're just not, that's not what we're about. Okay. We're not about like, trashing people, but we do want to be very, we did want to let you guys know that there is some stuff going on, and we wanted you to be able to access us before you do anything. Okay. And we're just letting you know what's going on. And so that being said, I guess that it's only Astrophil and Kara so far. I thought that more people would be here, but it's already 5:30 here in California time. I'm wondering if do you think we should just start the ritual?
I think so, yeah, because if they can attend, they'd probably already be here. If they can't, then
Yeah, and guess who's on right now?
Oh, who?
It would be Draco and Nimue.
Oh, okay.
Hi, you guys. I'm letting you guys know that there's some shade going on in the Elven community right now, and I'll get with you later and talk with you about it. But I did a kind of a warning for people in the Elven community so that they're not getting taken advantage of. It's not us, okay? And we didn't do it, and we didn't even know about things like, I just heard about this stuff in the last couple of days. So I'll make sure that I, tell you guys what's going on. And then also for anybody watching the replay, just again, feel free to reach out if you have any questions about something that like feels a little off. It probably is, and we'll help you through that. Okay. So The ritual of Enderi, we are accessing the energies of the starflower. Okay, so the starflower is white. Okay, it's a 7-pointed flower, Trientalis borealis, or the Europa kind is also used, and there is a flower essence made by AlaskanEssences.com that is of this if you guys want to purchase flower essence. It looks like I have my water, and I have it in my travel thing right now because it's just easier for me to keep it in here, and I can keep my lid on it. So that's here, and I'll move that so I can reach this really quickly, and I still have like my lid to my teacup. And we're going to get ready to go. So we're getting ready for Enderi and Isilyavannië, which is the Elven Middle Days, which is a pretty important holiday for the elves because they were traveling usually during these 3 days, and it's actually outside of their calendar. And what I mean by that is that so some holidays are considered like in one season or another season. And in the case of Enderi, it is literally between the seasons. So like let's see, this would be it would be autumn ending, right? Autumn, the Elven autumn ending, because that started at Yavanna. And then the 3 middle days, okay, and sometimes it's 6 middle days in the Elven calendar, but we'll talk about that another day. Right now it's 3 days, the 25th, the 26th, and the 27th, approximately, of September in the Gregorian calendar, the one that we use, okay?
And then fading after that.
Then, right, the Elven fading begins the next day. So it's literally that it's outside of the time that is.
In the calendar of Imladris, there are 6 seasons instead of 4. So, you know, it starts with basically, let's see, spring, summer, autumn, fading, winter, stirring. So
right. And for anybody that's really curious about that, we have a link. It's below in the description, but if not, we have a link tree, you know, that's Elven Spiritual Path, and you can find the link for the Loa, the Elven calendar, and you can do all the digging all day long that you want to. We've done pretty thorough work there. So letting you know about that. So we're going to get started with Enderi. And so we'll start with Linde Elenlote, the Song of the Starflower, and we're setting our ritual circle energies. And by the way, for people who are curious about this, our group is very resonant with self-sovereignty, okay? And what I mean by that is, as a group, we can come together with our strengths, but in a typical group, you usually combine all your energies with other people. And what can happen is that is a beautiful thing. We want to be able to communicate, you know, community and communicate, all of those types of things. But when ritual structures are such that we also are able to bring in our trash in the circle, that's not allowed. Okay, the elves would never have that. Okay, the elves were very, very much about their own sovereignty. So what we do is we have our circle that is like our container, okay, and then we join the containers together, but your container is still you, so that you don't get backlash from other people that might be attending this ritual. And I don't know about some of you, but I've done some of those, like, you know, hey, hippy dippy new age ritual, like, let's all like love the light or whatever. And then you go into them and then like you feel drained afterwards instead of empowered. Okay. And that is what I'm talking about. There is definitely things that are afoot, like, and especially like, just, I've noticed, like, we're going to an eclipse season right now. We're like, you know, getting out of like Pluto in Capricorn for a really long time. And there's so many things moving out right now. And I want you guys protected, and I want to tell you that this is always how Tia eldaliéva has wanted to do ritual, but you guys might not have known that. Okay, so I wanted to like tell you about that today. Okay, and let me see if there's anybody that has any questions. Cool, excellent. Everybody's here. So if you can face east in your circle, if you only have the computer, that's fine. That's what I have. So I'm going to visualize facing east. And what we are going to do is resonate with the origins, the all that is, the source energy that is known in the legendarium as Eru, Iluvatar. We're going to intone Eru to start the circle within your sovereignty. Okay, and then we combine sovereignties. Okay, so let's intone Eru. And this is not a picture of the star flower, but it is a good representation of the points. I have one of the septagrams on as well, along with the, you know, the two trees, like we talked about this before, the silver tree and the gold tree. And we go around like on a clock face. Okay, so we're going to start at the 4 o'clock position, and you can use your index finger, 2 fingers. You can use a wand, a crystal, you know, a plant. I mean, like I was joking with somebody the other day, a crochet hook, right? And whatever works for you, you can just make your star. Okay, so we're going to start over at the 4 o'clock area. We're going to intone the star day, Elenia. Elenia. Trace over to the 8 o'clock position. We're going to intone Sunday, Anaria. Let's go up to the 2 o'clock position, and we're going to intone Moon Day, Isilia. Isilia. Down to the 7 o'clock position, like under the screen. Sorry, guys. My camera just like kind of dropped out. Okay. We are going to intone the day of the 2 trees. It's called Trees Day. It is pronounced Alduya. Alduya. Go up to the top of the chart, the 12 o'clock or noon position. We will intone Menelia, which is Heaven's Day. Menelia. Down to the 5 o'clock position at the bottom. And this is for the sea day or the mariner's day. It's pronounced Earenia. We go up to the 10 o'clock position of the star, and we intone High Day, the day of the Valar, which is Valanya. Valanya. And now we close the star, go back to the original 4 o'clock position, and we intone Arda, which is the earth. Arda. And now we want to close our hands in prayer position. And we're going to intone Ea, which is behold. It's what Eru, Iluvatar, said upon the completion of the singing of the 3 songs. Okay. You can also, if this doesn't feel right, you can also hold your hands like in a bowl, like as a container. Ea. Okay. So let's go. We're going to do it 3 times. Ea. We can now call in the directions. We're still facing east, and so you guys remember this Tengwar. This is Roman. You want to trace this in your area and either look east or imagine that you are looking east. And then you want to hold your hand in a fear not mudra, which for some people I found out that they had some visual issues. They wanted to hold their hand in fear not mudra. So for those who can't see well, your fingers are together, including your thumb. Hold them all together and face your palm outwards as if you are sealing something. Okay. We intone Roman. This was east. Roman. We now call on Manwe Sulimo, the High King of Arda, the eagles, and the winds, and his lady, Varda, Elentari, the Queen of the Stars, and the protector of Arda and Iluvatar's children. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. Next, you want to face south or visualize south, and you want to draw this Tengwar for Hjarmen, which is south. And hold our hand in Fear Not Mudra, and let's intone Hjarmen. Hjarmen. We now call on Tulkas, the youngest bare-handed, ruddy warrior Vala, and Nessa, the sister of Oromë, and the friend of the deer, she who dances on the new green grass. We welcome you into our circle. Aya.
Aya.
Now you want to face north or visualize north, and you want to draw, it looks like a B with an underline. This is the Tengwar for Formen, which is north. We put our hand in Fear Not Mudra, and let's intone Formen. Formen. We now call on Ainulindalë the smith, who dwells in the ground, the Vala of the mining and crafting of metals and gemstones. He who created the dwarves as a gift to Iluvatar, and our motherly Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits and the queenly valier of Arda's maturing green vegetation of harvest and of the life that nourishes all of us. And we welcome you into our circle. Aya. Okay, now we want to do this Tengwar. It looks like a letter N with a little bit of extra curve. Okay. You want to draw this onto your heart chakra, because what we're going to do is go within. Okay. And rather than intoning Ore, which is the heart, the inner mind, which is that symbol, okay, we are instead going to put our Fear Not Mudra on our heart, like facing your palm towards your heart, and we're going to intone me, because it means within. Okay, let's intone me. Me. We now call on the hunter Vala, Oromë, the lord of the forests, he who loves the elves and wanders all of Arda on horseback with his horn. And Vanna, the ever young and vital, she who aligns with the flowers and the brand new plant growth. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. And just so that we don't mix this up. The tingwar with the U with the line over it, this is the tingwar for Velia, the sky. You want to draw this above you. But we're going to intone, I'm sorry. I just went blank. Or.
Yeah.
Because or means above. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to hold our hand in fear not mudra, and if you can face it upwards and look upward. Okay. We are going to call in the direction of above by toning or. Okay. Or. We now call on Lorien, the Vala of the high light gardens, who nurtures our goals, our visions, and our dreams, and Este the gentle, the Valier of rest and sleep and healing. We welcome you into our circle. Aya.
Yeah.
And now we want to do this tingwar underneath. So you're going to notice it looks like Roman east, but it's actually the tingwar for Arda, which is like under us, right? It's beneath us. So do this underneath you. So this symbol, okay? And just do it below you, okay? We're going to intone undo rather than Arda, okay? Because it means under or below, okay? So we can hold our hand in fear not mudra with it being parallel to the floor at this point. So let's intone undo together. Undo. We call on those of the Valar who walk alone. Ulmo, the brother of Manwe, the powerful and protective Vala of all of the musical waters of Arda. And Nienna, the Valier of our transformation and our rebirth. It is she who with her tears intensely cleanses and restores all forms of fear, pain, and hurt that have come before. We welcome you into our circle. Aya.
Yeah.
Finally, we have the tingwar for west. It looks like an M, and again, like the N, it's, it was actually Ore, but this particular one is Numen. This is west. So we face west or visualize west and draw this tingwar. And we're going to intone fear not mudra, okay? And then we're going to intone Numen, okay? We now call on Namo of the halls of Mondos, the Vala of the balance and fair judgment of our respective paths of death, and to Vaire, the weaver of the ever-changing black and white threads of time, the past, the present, and the future. We welcome you into our circle. Aya.
Aya.
And now that we're finally facing west, we want to either draw a flame. We can visualize a flame in our container, like what we've done before, like this is the flame, right? You can draw the flame. You can even draw like really squiggly if a flame for you is more about like the, like a campfire, okay? All the flame all over, okay? This is going to be where we intone Iluve, the all, the everywhere, okay? Iluve. And then you can put your hands in Namaste position, which is also a classic Christian prayer position where you like hold your palms together. We acknowledge that we are one with Isilyavannië. And for those present who are Christians, we are also acknowledging the spirit of Christ consciousness within in your particular sovereign circle. We feel the flame imperishable within us on this circle of celebration on this day and this night. Laita.
Laita.
Let us now celebrate the Elven middle days, the Enderi on this day. Through the legendarium, JRR Tolkien tells us that these 3 days were the days of rest, recreational travel, and for being thankful for the abundance of the season. This middle time is also considered the second of the 3 fire festivals. The first being Tarning Austa at midsummer, and the third being Turuhalme, the winter solstice. So the solstices and this particular day, those are the 3 fire festivals in the Elven calendar. These 3 days are dedicated to the hunter Vala Oromë, the traveler to Middle Earth in the early times of the Elves. Through the Elves, were more hunters, though the Elves were more hunters than farmers, it is also a time of being thankful for the vegetation, whether fruit, vegetable, or grain. At this turning of the Loa, which is the Elven year calendar, Yavië, the autumn harvest, is leaving, and Quele, the fading season, or Lasse Lanta, which is leaf fall, has arrived. This also foretells of Rive, the winter to come. We, however, welcome the swift coming of the darkness, as we will be able to see more of the nighttime skies, including Isilyavannië, the moon, which is steered by Maya Telion, and Varda's stars, while Anar, the sun, who is steered by the Maya Arian, is directed toward the shortening hours of Arda's presence for a later time to return. Let us now reflect on this meaning and this spiritual application that it has on our lives and on this plane of the earth existence. Let us also be restful and thankful for the seeds of our goals planted during Koire, the stirring season, and Tuile, the springtime, that we have now come forth in physical manifestation, and as we turn our attentions towards our spiritual growth. Laita. Since we are also celebrating the moon, I'm going to read that as well. In the Silmarillion, Professor JRR Tolkien, in the first 2 books, which we would think of as chapters, they are entitled Ainulindalë and Valaquenta. And these books describe in wonderful detail the Elven origin stories. Of course, there were 15, but later only 14 beings of power, which are called the Valar, who are connected to Arda, our earth. One of these 14 beings, the hunter Oromë, who had wandered Arda the most, is featured in this work for connecting this evening. We also celebrate Isilyavannië, the moon of Yavanna, Kementari, the giver of fruits and the motherly Valye. of the maturing green flora, large and small, of Arda herself, and a patron of the Ents, the tree shepherds. She is robed in green or in the guise of a tree crowned by Anar the sun, with golden droplets falling to the green ground and becoming corn, which we would think of today as a grain. Yavanna creates, nurtures, protects, and most of all, loves the Olvar, which is the green-rooted ones, the plant kingdom. In our contemporary world, the Olvar are not as appreciated as so-called, quote, science and technology, unquote. A danger that Yavanna foresaw in the original song that created Arda. It is she, the one who corrects the marred lands in life, who created the two trees of golden and silver light that later became Anar the sun and Isil the moon. We are talking about Telperion and Lorelin. Tonight, she helps us to know and to understand that we may join in and correct the song when it is sung once more to release all of Arda from the energies of the nameless Dark One, and to bring back the elven balance between nature, magic, and technology. And just for the record, I wrote this back in 2009. It was on Llewellyn's 2009 Spell a Day Almanac. It was published there, and I'm going to go ahead and read it for the record. In Tia Eldaliéva, the Elven path, Isilyavannië is the moon of Yavanna and is aligned with none other than the much-loved motherly Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits, where her sister Vanna energetically relates to the maiden energy of new plant growth. Yavanna resonates with the maturing and the ripening of fruits and the bounty of harvest, like more of the mother energy. As Iole the smith's wife, she appears as a fair-haired woman robed in deep green, but also has been seen as a tree crowned with Anar the sun, where golden dewdrops falling on the ground, creating corn, which is grain. To meet and honor Yavanna, you can light a gold or a dark green candle and visualize a green mound with the magnificent silver tree, Telperion, and the most beautiful golden tree, Lorelin. She appears and tells you deep, beautiful stories of the Olvar, the green-rooted ones of the plant kingdom that she loves so very dearly. On Arda, our earth, it is getting more difficult for the Olvar to thrive as the fires of technology suppress the green world without a care. Offer your stewardship, as the elves once did, to learn about as well as to guard and protect the world. And the Olvar will in turn take care of all of us. And you come back to where you are with Yavanna's harvest for you. And if you feel motivated to do so, you want to plant a tree. So I thought I would just give that for the record. We're going to do something like this in meditation today. It'll be more about yourselves, though, like where you see the fruits of your wishes that you already planted the seeds from other seasons, and you want to see the ripening and the harvesting and the enjoyment of the partaking of the harvest. Okay, so that's how that part of the ritual is going to go. So, Dave, did you have anything to say?
No.
Okay, brilliant. Okay. So we got that done, and so we're going to go into meditation now. And so I wondered if we can start the music a little bit earlier. I don't know. I wonder if we need to do the music while we're going into trance, or if we just do it at the middle part like we always do.
If we had a way to blend it, we could, but I don't think you have the audio set up for you to. And although you might just be able
I
to
might.
decrease the
You know
volume a
what?
bit.
Let me find out. Let's do a test. Let's do a test. Okay. So first, I'm going to add the video. We'll do it this way, right?
Because in IV we have done a number of experiments like that, and it works better if we have a little like preparatory thing first, you know. So
right. Okay. I can't do it with it full screen like this. What I can do is maybe make it this way. So, okay, I'm going to play it for a moment. Okay, I'm going to change the volume, and I'm going to speak during the volume, and I want to see if you guys hear my voice. Is it changing? And is the...
If you could decrease the clip clopping a little bit, decrease the volume on that.
Okay, but is it turning me down?
No, it's not turning your down, but the horse volume doesn't seem to be decreasing either.
Okay, but the horse volume is not going down?
Not that I can hear, no.
Okay, so it must be on automatic. Okay.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do it in the middle instead. Because I would like to have seen if we could have reduced the volume while I could have talked over it, but that does not seem to be possible.
I've done that on mine, but you need to install a number of
possibly
virtual audio devices on your machine. Basically, is what you have.
Okay, well, for right now, I'll remove it so that we can just do the ritual for the meditation right now. So, guys, if you want, we're at Starflower time. This is infused in your water. You can, if you don't have water, you can visualize that flower and drink like this. If you have actual water, like I do, you can drink it, and you can, if you have physical flower essence, it's even more awesome. But water can help us meditate and get like all the spiritual stuff like really moving. Okay. So we infuse our water with starflower. We take a drink. And you can look at the starflower if you wish, and just have it infuse in your energy, like maybe through your eyes or something, okay? So now what we want to do is we want to get really, really comfortable. If you want to lie down, it's okay. I will tell you, you might go to sleep, and that might be how you do this, and that's fine. Otherwise, you want to uncross your legs. It's a good idea to put your feet flat on the floor and have your hands just open or just not crossed, okay? Like have everything be really open and relaxed, okay? And breathe in, okay? And start like getting all of that moving out. Now, close your eyes and start visualizing. Notice that you are standing on Coro Larire, which is the green mound of the two trees, Telperion and Laureline, the golden and the silver tree. See the beautiful silvery moonlight of the white tree Telperion. Fill the left side of your body, and while you see your left side glowing silver, and you see that silver light in your very blood. You especially circulate this silver light through your ajna, or third eye chakra, as well as your sacral chakra, which is about 3 inches below your belly button. If you see other colors along with this silver light, that is totally fine. We just allow. And now we want to turn our attention to the right-hand side of us, and we see our body glowing golden with the light of the golden tree, Laureline. The sunlight energy gets into our very blood. You may even see other colors, That's okay. We just allow. Circulate this golden energy in your crown chakra at the top of your head, and also in your solar plexus, which is just below the joining of your rib cage. Allow yourself to be nurtured by this healing light. And now we want to feel in our feet like that it's turning into roots to go into Arda. Like push your roots down into Arda. Bring those roots all the way down to the source, the center of Arda. And bring up the nourishment and the nourishing light of Arda. And bring it in your field. Bring it all the way up past your crown chakra, up to the soul star. And meanwhile, you want to bring the sky energy, the sun, the moon, the stars, and all of the sky. Bring it down, and planets too. Bring it all down and pull it through your crown, through your heart, through your root chakra, all the way through down below your feet at your earth star chakra, so that you have like a triangle from the earth coming up like this, and you're in the middle of it, and then a triangle coming down underneath you that's filled from spirit and coming down through you. So you have an overlap of the two triangle energies. This can be noted as, like in some traditions, it would be the Star of David. There's other ones that would call this like a three-dimensional one. It would be like a Merkaba. We could also note this as the Star of Eärendil, which is also six-pointed. So however that works for you. We are feeling very supported by Arda as well as the sky energies right now. Velia, the sky, if you will. Menel, the heavens. And so now we want to feel the silver light glowing especially bright, while the golden light gets softer. And then it fluctuates in a natural way and allows the golden side to amplify and the silver to fade. And then it goes back to the silver and amp that up, soften the gold, and then do it again with the gold. And we see this rhythm, this rhythm of the day that's coming in. And right now we're at a shift of like not only the days and the time of day, at least here in California, we've got the sun setting. So we're going to be fluctuating into the silver energy here pretty soon. But we're going to be also experiencing the silver energy because we have the full moon tomorrow, very, very late evening or early in the morning on Friday, depending on where you are in the world. So we're going to be resonating with the sun as well as the moon energy this evening. So now we want to, as you did the roots into Arda and you're bringing up all the root energy, we're already doing the sky energy. So you want to, because we're trees, right? We want to extend our branches up into all of those places. Okay. Bringing in all of the sky energy, and the Arda is bringing up all the root energy. And so all of this energy is now starting to clean the chakras. But before we clean the chakras, we got to make a grounding cord. So from your root chakra, which is where your legs join your torso, okay, approximately, see yourself dropping down in the center of the earth in between all of the roots. So here's like, if this is all the roots, you have a center cord coming right down into Arda, the center of the earth. Now this is a special place for us to drain any used energy that needs to be recycled. If you don't know what needs to be recycled, go by your emotions, okay? You want to recycle anything that does not resonate with love and your highest good. So you send all of that down the grounding cord. So if you have anything that happened that is, just terrible, or, just icky or frustrating, or anything that is not of elevation of joy, anything of love, anything that is of the light and your truest original form, send it down the grounding cord. Send it down to the center of Arda. And Arda has a recycling plant down there, okay? She is going to recycle all of this energy and make it available again to draw on, just like we are right now with the roots, okay? We're getting fresh, clean energy, and we can do stuff with that. So let's do stuff now. Let's bring up the energies of Arda. Let's do the lower chakra first, okay? Let's do our Earth Star chakra, clear that out. Let everything down, down, down to the center of the earth. Now we do our root chakra, where our legs join our torso, and release that. Release everything that no longer belongs, okay? If you want to, like, if it feels like you need to take a sword, like maybe Valaquenta, which is Varda's sickle that cut away, things, for keeping, the dark one in the void, okay? You can take Varda's sickle and cut anything that doesn't belong. If you feel like you need a little bit of extra help, and you can run that sickle along your backside, you can run it along your front side, the sides of you, above you, below you, everything, okay? Cut all cords that are not aligned in love. Cut all cords that are not aligned in life and your highest good, and send it all back to the source, okay? And let source figure out where they go, but they're not going to belong on you anymore, okay? Cut it all away. We're going to go to the orange chakra now. The orange chakra is about 3 inches below your belly button. This is the chakra of creativity and play and joy. So we're going to cut away everything that is not of those experiences and send it down the grounding cord. If you wanted to know what the root chakra was for, that is our survival energy. And so we want to feel supported by spirit. So if you feel like you have, quote, no support, and that you're doing everything by yourself, you'll want to call in spirit to support you. Okay, it's always there. And so just call it in. And even if you don't believe it at first, just say, Spirit, I allow you to now support me in your universe. Okay, this is the universe that Eru Iluvatar sung into existence with the Ainur, and we are part of this. And we actually, as men, okay, meaning humans, we actually have a lot more power than we realize. We just don't use it. Now let's go to the solar plexus, and this is the area where the laureline energy is really, really big, because it is our solar plexus. This is our personal power. This is our area of sovereignty. Let's clear all of the things out and let the sun just melt everything that doesn't belong there. Like if it looks murky, or if it looks, like that there's tangles, or if there's black boxes, or like whatever it is, send it down the grounding cord. And if it doesn't leave, take your sickle of the Valar and cut through it. Valaquenta, okay? Cut it away. Send it down the grounding cord. Now we're going to go to the heart. This is one of the most important chakras that we have, because this is actually where we give and we receive love. Okay, the heart is also ruled by the sun, okay, like in astrology. So we want to fill this chakra, and this is a green or pink energy. It's just easier to keep it separate from the golden energy of the solar plexus. But there is still a solar aspect to it, but let's visualize this as green and as gold and as pink. Okay, like whichever color works for you. Green works really good because Yavanna, I would say, like, is a green energy, and the mothering energy that she provides us with the fruit and the nourishment, that's very, very much heart chakra kind of energy. So let's allow Yavanna to really fill our heart chakra. Let's go to the throat now. This is the blue chakra, and this is where we speak. And this is our ATM card to the source and the universe. This is where we ask for what we need. And so you want to make sure that you're speaking your truth and that you're using your throat chakra properly, like just like you use an ATM card properly, right? We want to use our throat chakra properly. And the cool part is that that bank account is infinite. So however, you know, whatever you want to have, like you can withdraw it and you can like magnetize it to you. So what you want to see is all the blue, like filaments, okay, of light going out to go get those things to you, because what it is it's a magnetizer. Okay, you magnetize with your sound, just the way that Eru Iluvatar had all of the Ainur sing things into existence. This is what we're doing all the time, on maybe a smaller scale, but in a way, not really, because we all are our own universes, okay? And so we can sing things into existence for ourselves. Let's go to the third eye and let's clear out any kind of cobwebby, everything that, like, if you can't see things, or if you don't trust what you see, or if it just looks black all the time, let's get rid of that. Okay, let's clean off the windshield, right? And take Valaquenta and cut away anything that does not need to be there. Okay, send it down the grounding cord, send it back to source. Okay, and now we want to do our crown chakra, which is our connection to the sky energies and really spirit and all that is. It's our downloads, it's our spiritual opening. Okay, and we even have one above us called the soul star that we can actually open that one up, and it gives like a higher dimension coming down into us. Okay, so now we have all of our chakras done. So we want to now visualize ourselves on Coro Larire, where the green mound with the two trees are. We now see Oromë, who's riding on Nahar, his white horse. He also has his horn, the Valaroma. And he comes to us, and he has his hounds with him, and he loves the elves the most. And we travel through Arda with him. We go back to Arda, okay? So we're with Oromë, and he takes us all over. He takes us to the lands of Middle Earth, your favorite places, you know, Lothlorien, Rivendell, like all of the places, like all of the things that Tolkien wrote about. And you can even also travel our land that we have right now. So you can switch into, like, you know, different timelines and different avenues. Oromë loves to travel with the elves. So like have him take you wherever you need to go. And you can visualize this more deeply in our meditation when I turn on the horse clopping music. Meanwhile, before we do that, I want to also have us connect more fully with Yavanna, because much of the land that Oromë will be taking us through is forests. And who is in charge of the Olvar? The plant kingdom. That would be Yavanna. So we can say, like, we can get off our horses, like, while we're in meditation, and we can connect with the plants and the plant energies, and Yavanna can show up either as like in a person, like, kind of a human form with golden hair and maybe a green robe, or she can show up as a tree with the sun and golden drops making grain, like, come out of the ground. Okay. So we can do these together. Okay. We can do this together. And I'm going to be playing the horse music so that we can, like, kind of get into the whole, Oromë energy, and then just visit Yavanna while you're visiting with Oromë. Oromë can travel around with you, but when you stop to connect with the trees, have Yavanna come forth in your visions. So I'm going to give about, how many minutes do you think, Dave? I'm going to ask the pendulum.
I think I found by experience in IV, if we don't give at least 15 minutes, then the people aren't going to get much.
Okay. Okay, let me see how many minutes that we'll need. And it says 20. Okay, we got a good crowd here then. You guys must be like pros with meditation when we get 20 minutes, So I'm going to go ahead and put the meditation music in here. We're going to get going. And so I'll set the timer, okay, for 20 minutes, and we can connect with Oromë, and we can connect with Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits, and Oromë, the lover of elves, and Arda, like traveling all over Arda with his horse and his horn. So where's the clock? Here we go. Okay, I'm setting it for 20 minutes. And as soon as I push play, I'll set this and we'll go ahead and go into meditation. Thank you all for your patience. And Chris, it's nice to see you. I'm happy to see you here. Okay.
Oh, I just want to say to the people, if it's too loud on your end, you'll have to control it locally, since Lisa doesn't have a lot of control over the volume. So if it's too loud for you, you can turn down the volume.
From what anybody can tell me now, is this a good volume? Okay. I'm starting the clock. So we're going to journey into Arda from the green mound of the two trees, Telperion and Laurelin. And we're with Oromë on horse, and his horse is white. He has a horn called Valaroma. His horse is named Nahar, and his horse glows silver at night. So wherever you are, day or night, you'll be able to find him. And remember, when you stop and visit the trees, ask for Yavanna to come forth. And this way you can have a relationship with Oromë, and you can have a relationship with Yavanna Kementari. And so you can get messages from both of these Valar this evening. our ritual can now come to a close. We come back out of the meditation that we did with Oromë and with Yavanna. Let us thank the Valar, particularly Oromë and Yavanna, as well as our Maiar or Elven guides for their assistance. We slowly come back to the physical world and we remember what transpired. So first we want to go back to Koro Larire, if we're not already there, where the two trees are. And let's draw in our branches from the sky energy. Okay, bring them back into your vessel. And now we want to draw up the roots. Okay, but we always have a connection to the sky as well as the earth energies. You may want to keep your grounding cord a little bit longer to allow a lot more residual stuff to go down the grounding cord during the whole full moon process over the next 2 to 3 days. So we're drawing in our roots and we're drawing in our branches. And now we want to slow down the golden light and we want to slow down the silver light. And then we see the silver light and the golden light combine. And they make 3 different Silmarils, which are the jewels that were created by the elves out of the lights of the trees. So you can keep these jewels with you and access their healing energy anytime you would like. Just keep them in your pocket. Now, if you feel a little bit still out of your body, you can you could drink some water, you can eat a little bit of food, you could even put a little bit of salt on the tip of your tongue. That'll get you back in your body. We want to do our final acknowledgements and close the circle. Our work is done. We acknowledge the existence of Eru Iluvatar, the all that is, and the flame imperishable while we are in circle. And for Christians who are present, we also thank the Christ Spirit for being with us in circle. And may we see all of your presence in everything outside of this circle. Laita.
Laita.
Thank you to all of the Valar, and in particular to Oromë, for being with us in circle and for carrying out our work done on this sacred night. We also want to thank Yavanna Kementari. Laita.
Laita.
We acknowledge and are grateful to the elements and directions and to the silver and the golden light for creating our blessed space in which we may do our sacred work on this very spiritual, beautiful night. Laita.
Laita.
And next we want to push down all the golden and silver energy that we've drawn up in order to make our circles that we're connected to with all of you. We want to push that into the earth. Arda, here is a gift of energy of pure intent of love, light, and healing that comes from the very deepest places of our hearts. May it heal you and all of your inhabitants and bring all things to natural balance. And the circle is now open.
Laita.
Laita. Blessings to all. So I'm not hearing anybody. So I want to make sure that we're still connected, maybe?
You should be able to hear me. Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm here.
Does anybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I wonder if I froze. Okay.
I'm not sure what's going on, but I can see you.
Okay, I'm trying some things to see if you guys can hear me. Okay, Kara can hear me. Okay, I apologize. I just did a closing of the circle, and somehow when I was turning down the video in order to end it out, it ended up muting my mic and everything as
Oh,
well.
okay.
So I apologize. So I guess I'll close the circle again. So the meditation was coming to a close. We wanted to thank Oromë. We wanted to thank Yavanna and all of the Valar and Maiar spirits, and even the Christ consciousness for Christians here, so that we can say goodbye to all of these presences that are in our circle. Laita. We also acknowledge and are grateful to the elements and directions, and
Can you
to
hear
the
me?
silver and the golden light for being with us and creating this blessed space on which we may do our spiritual work on this sacred night, Laita.
Aita.
And so now we want to push all of the golden and silver energy into Arda, into the earth. Arda, here is a gift of the healing energy that we generated in circle tonight, that will allow you to heal and allow us to heal and bring everything into love, everything into light, everything into original form as seen by Eru Iluvatar and the Ainur at the earliest part of the song. And may this be restored when it's time to be sung again, because we're going to be singing the next time as humans. We're going to be singing the song along with all the elves. So we want to sing a better song. We want to eliminate all of the harm that the Dark One and his agents had created during this creation. And we start with ourselves. We bring all of these loving light energies into ourselves first, and then it radiates out to the world. Okay? And not everybody is going to understand this, but the earth is getting to a place where she's just not really wanting to deal with this whole thousands of year old fear picture anymore. She's really not about it anymore. And we are changing cycles right now. The Hindus might call this leaving the Kali Yuga. Okay. The other, there's Ragnarok. Okay. Then there's, and in the legendarium that is called Daggereth. Okay. And the Mayan calendar kind of had an ending, as well. And we are kind of like, there a lot of world mythologies talk about a calendar, going through its cycles. We're in an ending, I believe. Okay, we are in an ending in this cycle, and what we want to do is drop everything emotionally, because that is our best gauge. We want to drop everything emotionally that does not serve our highest expression of who we are. We want to drop that and send it down the grounding cord and let Arda, recycle that stuff. Okay. We want to be in the highest expression that we can. And when we are in our highest expression, we are in our own universes, and we can influence other universes. Oh, just like Eru Iluvatar. We actually have more control, in a sense, without controlling and yet controlling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We can't control other people's actions through trying to manipulate through this dimension. We do it through the spiritual. and we create what we want through the spiritual, and then everything that doesn't fit that is rejected. Now, here's what's also happening. Arda herself is also creating energy. And many people have aligned with her idea right now, which is to restore love. And for people that are like into ascension and all of those types of things, it's like a jump from, a different timeline, a 3D to 5D. But with other mythologies, etc., we're talking about, like, I guess in Christianity, it would be the great judgment, right? Like everybody's, heaven on earth. Okay. We're talking about, we're talking about like all of these things wrapping up. Okay. And in the Legendarium, the Daggereth, I think could be something that is happening right now. And when that happens in the Legendarium, all of the Ainur, the Valar, the Maiar, the all of the fairy beings, okay, and the elves and the men, we're all gonna re-sing the song together and create a new creation, a new Ea. And I hope we do a little bit better job this time. Yeah. So, Dave, I don't hear you. I'm hoping that you're still around.
I'm here. I'm actually speaking right now. You might be able to see the
very interesting
thing
now
moving.
I don't hear you.
Okay.
I wonder what is going on.
Okay. I don't have any control over it. I set my settings and,
Okay, it's not muted here.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure what's going on. Okay. Because it's really weird. So we'll go ahead and I wanted to talk to you guys about what you saw in visions. But what I may do, because it's getting kind of late for some people, because we got a little bit of a late start, what I'll have you do is after we end the video, I'll have you, if you want to, you can share your experiences in the comments rather than in the live chat that's off on the side that we're dealing with right now. Like once the video ends, it'll be in the comments. So you can do it on the comments. And by the way, this is a public video. So if you don't want like anybody to be able to read it, like you may want to like message us or something like that. Thank you, Kara. Okay. She can hear both of us. Okay. Dave, interesting that she can hear both of us, but I can't hear you.
Right, yeah.
So I'm just going to end the stream because there's obviously something going on. But I wanted to like just wrap up for everybody and say thank you for coming this evening. And I'm hoping that everybody enjoyed the ritual with both Oromë and Yavanna. And I hope that you had a wonderful meditation, a wonderful ritual. And let's embrace this fading season as it's coming. And by the time that we have Quivere Quendiva in November, we're going to be starting winter. Excellent. Thank you, Kara. I appreciate that. She says that it was a great ritual. Awesome.
Okay, cool.
So I'll go ahead and like let all of you go because I closed out. I closed out twice, so I think we're good. Do allow your energies to keep draining because there's a lot of things still leaving the plane. And by the way, we are also in eclipse season. Okay, we actually have an eclipse on October 14th, a solar eclipse that is coming across the face of the United States. Again, remember the one that we had in 2017? So we're having another one, but this one is an annular eclipse. So that means that the moon, in retrospect to the sun, it's smaller. So you'll still get a ring of sunlight around the moon, and it'll be viewable in the United States. Okay, this is crazy. Yeah, look it up. Look up October 14th, 2023.
And there's a total
solar
one coming up
eclipse
next April.
USA. You'll see the path that it goes through. It goes like from Oregon kind of down through like New Mexico and Texas, kind of over there. And then in April, we have a total solar eclipse going across the country, but in a different way. It's going to start in Mexico and go up Texas. It's crossing like at around like Dallas-ish. Okay. And then it's going to go all the way up to New England. So if you're in like, I think parts of Missouri, parts of Ohio, parts of like, you know, all the way up to New England, you'll be able to see the eclipse. Isn't that exciting? So keep that in mind for April. Okay. But back to like our current situation. I do want to tell you that eclipses spiritually act like portals of death and rebirth. So energy leaves during these types of things. And also energy enters these types of things. So what'll happen is that things that were hidden from you before suddenly like appear and come to light. Now, in the ancient times, this was a very scary thing. So you can imagine that they didn't like the level of not being able to control what energies came in and what energies were leaving. And, you know, sometimes the truth is not very pleasant, right? So I want to brace everybody. And the more that we can let go of and release, the easier this process is going to be. Okay. So this is just something to know during the eclipse season, like we haven't been through it already with so many of the retrogrades and everything this summer, but now we're in eclipses. Okay. So the eclipse season, and by the end of the year, we're going to have, you know, our solstice. Okay. So we already had the equinox. We're going to have Samhain, which, you know, is a turning point. And after that, Quivere the day of the elves. Okay. Like the birth of the elves. And then we're going to be having Turhalme. And shortly after that will be like a whole bunch of big changes astrologically, where Pluto is going to be leaving Capricorn for good and going into Aquarius for the next 20 years. So it's been in Capricorn since 2008, and it's literally changing in January. So I wanted to let you guys know about that. And so if you guys feel like, oh my gosh, like there's so much energy kind of coming to a head, that might be part of the reason. We are getting ready to enter a new era, and that new era is, I mean, I don't even know what it's going to look like. I mean, you know, I see and feel so many energies leaving and so many things, you know, kind of coming in its place. And, you know, we're in a really huge choice point right now where, you know, we can stay in fear and like go, oh my God, I don't know what's happening. Okay. Or we can just say, hey, you know, Eru has got this. We're going to be okay. And just really, really process out the things that you do not wish to be in your field anymore. And I mean your energetic field. Okay. And thereby your personal field, like your physical field. Okay. And then really be ready during new moons and other things to bring in the energies that you want. Now, except for this month, this is an eclipse month. Okay. But we're talking like, you know, come November. Okay. There's going to be a new moon in November. So you want to do like your manifestations for the spiritual winter, if you will, by then. Okay. To bring in some of the energies that you want. And then by January, we're going to be like kind of redoing a whole bunch of things again, because a bunch of things are going to leave during this gateway of Pluto transiting into Aquarius. So I just wanted to let you guys know. And so I'm going to let you guys go. I'm so sorry, Dave, that I can't hear you, but other people can hear you. So go ahead and say goodbye, and I'll go ahead and end the recording.
Bye, everyone.
Okay. So have a good night, everybody. Tia Eldaliéva sends their love and their light, and to a wonderful, wonderful fading and like eventually the winter season. Okay. And if you happen to be in Australia, we wish you a wonderful spring and summer season coming up. Okay. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.